Hi, everybody. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's vlog post. Welcome to the last day of November. Tomorrow begins the mad rush of December, the countdown till Christmas, and all holiday events that you can possibly imagine become available to all of us, and it becomes really easy to get lost in everything that goes on. And I think now more than ever, you have to remember that your message matters. It's going to be just a couple of weeks left, depending upon where you are, what type of loans you do, what part of the country you're in. But there's only a couple of weeks left for us to get deals in and get them closed before the end of the year. And that's really important. And that message is really important because the process by which we operate, the way we get in front of people, the message that we put out there as to why it is important to be engaged and stay engaged is every bit as important now, if not more than ever. And there is an opportunity, albeit a short window, to really provide value and benefit to your marketplace, because we know, excuse me, the people who are going to wait until after the holidays to do something are only going to go out there and compete with even more buyers. The buyers who are going to get out there now and begin the process and go look for houses and engage the activities necessary, they're serious buyers. And we need to be doing everything in our power to express to them the value of them looking right now, getting out there and viewing those houses and making offers. Because the search right now is the most critical time frame that you can possibly imagine in mortgage and real estate. These 2 weeks, think about it. It's becomes a choice, and your message could make that choice that much easier for those borrowers and even those sellers, maybe even your referral partners, to understand that there is still time to make things happen. Now is a good time. And there's just a few things to think about when it comes to that. And number one is, with people putting off the search, other people, other buyers who think, now's not a good time to look. Those people step to the sidelines. They step out of the market. And so what does that mean for the buyer that's actually looking? Well, it means there's less competition. There are less people viewing those houses. There are less people making offers. It's more likely that you're going to be the bid, and your bid is not going to compete against anybody else's offer, only against what that seller thinks is reasonable. The second thing is sellers that are going to show their house in December. They're going to open their doors. They're going to let people come through and look and whatever. Those people who are going to show their houses in December, they're likely more serious too. They're likely more inclined to want to resolve the issue of selling their house and moving on with their lives. That they're probably more likely to negotiate key points of the transaction. It could be, a situation where, for any number of reasons, them moving out before the end of the year, tax purposes, maybe they've already committed to buying another house. Maybe they don't want to carry two loans. Maybe they don't want to get a bridge loan. Maybe a lot of things make it important for them to negotiate their deal and accommodate whatever that buyer's terms may be so that everybody can move on. The third point I want to make is, by waiting until January or later, you've got all the new buyers that are coming in December, people who are starting their journey now, and we know they still are. We're getting new applications and new pre-approvals at a pretty solid clip. So you've got all of those people who are into the market. Well, what happens in January when all the people who went to the sidelines, they come back into the market, and now we've increased competition. We've got more and more buyers fighting over those properties that become available. We're facing more competition on each home. And now the sellers once again have the upper hand in the transaction where they are in a position to wait or look for more favorable terms or ask for higher prices and maybe field multiple offer situations and bids over asking. We see it happen. And the last piece is what's the cost of waiting? Prices continue to climb. And again, depending upon where you are in the country, it's more relevant than others. But in some markets, it could represent thousands of dollars a month in the cost of that property, while at the same time not putting that equity growth in the pocket of your buyer and costing them more money. Because the fallacy of thought that says, oh, well, we're going to wait for rates to come down. Okay, how's that strategy been working this past year? How has that worked for people? And if rates come down significantly enough that it really shows up, can't we refinance them down the road? Because again, there's no guarantee that rates are going to go lower, at least not substantially. And if they are, and if they do, great, we'll refinance them. And while we've had a really good run, you know, the past few weeks in the bond market and rates have come down. And yes, it looks like we're probably have leveled off and rates are going to, rates look like they may continue to slowly creep lower. But to what point? Do you really believe we're going to see, 2% interest rates and 3% interest rates and 4%? Do you think we're going to go there? And if so, how long do you think it's going to take to get there? Rates go up really quickly. Rates don't come down really quickly. And if they do, 6 months or a year from now, whatever it is, rates go lower, that client has benefited from the appreciation of that property. And now with rates that are lower, okay, simply refinance them. And many people out there are offering a free refinance to people, that buy now, if rates get to a certain point in a certain time frame. Okay. But the point is the housing bubble that everybody, has seen stories about has not materialized. Prices continue to go higher. You need to know what your market's doing and how much it's costing your average buyer, whether it's a person buying a $300, $400, $500 million house. Property appreciation is very real, and it turns into X number of dollars per month by sitting on the sidelines. How much money are they going to give away? How much opportunity are they going to give away by sitting out in December? So the message needs to be clear. Now is a great time to get out there and buy a house. We need to be sharing stories about why it's a great time to get out there and go buy a house. Get that house for Christmas. You've got about 2 weeks to put that deal together and get it closed. Why wouldn't you, get your people in a position? How many realtors out there are one deal away from leveling up in their commission structure or winning an award, receiving a certain level of production? How many? You can get a deal done in the next 2 weeks and get it closed by the end of the year. And why wouldn't you? And if you don't, if you meet these people and they put a deal together that's going to close in January, well, you're going to have bills to pay in January too. That effort is not wasted. So how many people can you help get it done by the end of the year? I got one team that I work with that about 2 weeks ago, we discussed. We were going to hit the database and all the pre-approvals. And we were going to speak to all our referral partners and let them know that they were going to be taking deals up till December 15th to get them closed by December 29th. And they made a concerted effort that they were going to go out there and they were going to generate 10 new loans that were going to close in December. And everybody was going to share that message and have these conversations and put it out there. Hey, look, we're looking to close 10 more loans that we don't have on the books now, people that are not under contract. And we're going to spend the next month, the next 4 weeks, hitting it hard. We're going to go from November 15th to December 15th, sharing the word that now is a great time. Well, guess what? As of this writing, they've got 9 of those 10 transactions already under contract, already in the pipeline, already scheduled to close in December? How much would 9 more deals mean to you? What would 5 more deals mean? What would 1 more deal mean to you just because you rolled up your sleeves and did the work? Understand there's 15 days to go. Your message matters. As always, if you need help, you want to discuss these strategies, you have any questions, it's Mike, imtcoaching.com. We'll talk to you again next week. Take care.